guys, this is Chloe Hudson with World Peace Projects. Thank you for joining me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about changing timelines and the ability and the allowance to create a timeline to shift at will once it seems that that timeline has anchored. And what I mean more specifically by this is I'm currently in a couple different external situations in my life, and I've just pulled through a few situations where the timelines completely shifted 2 or 3 times because I allowed a space for change to happen again and again. So when we're working to manifest a certain situation or an outcome, and we have expectations possibly, which create attachment and possibly resistance to the shift we actually want to manifest. And then let's say that this timeline involves other people or external situations that are out of your command, and all you can do is pray on them manifest. And you get some information from an outside source, and it seems as if that timeline has anchored or is anchoring for an outcome that wasn't your most optimal desire. Please do not give up hope in that moment. Allow yourself to understand that timelines are frequency vibrations that you're aligned with. So if you give yourself the permission to stay in a frequency where you are continuously aligned with the outcome that you desire, no matter what it looks like, no matter what your perspective of the physical situation or the information that you're receiving from outside sources, give yourself permission to stay tuned in to that frequency, that vibration of the outcome that you desire, because it can shift again. And in this time right now where we are anchoring split timelines, and you are moving into a space, if you've done the work, the ascension process, where it is that much easier for you to hop into a new timeline at will. This is the mastery that we're gaining right now. There is a requirement for us to start to fully ground and be completely aware of the tools of manifestation in alchemizing these timelines. So since you already know that your baseline frequency vacillates all day long, depending on your energy, depending on your mood, depending on other people's influences, depending on if you're hungry, if you're tired, all of these things, the frequencies and the vibrations continue to shift. So now that we're moving into a grander mastery of timelines, the timelines can also begin to vacillate in a way that you're conscious of them. So give yourself the ability to know, just because you've watched a timeline shift into a frequency that may not be your most optimal desire, does not mean that it cannot shift back out. So allow yourself to suspend the need to have expectations around it and disappointments. As we know, expectations lead to disappointment. And give yourself permission to trust and know that you can shift that vibration again. And keep that energy building, because in a split second a change can happen. And then when that change happens, give yourself the ability to anchor and ground that timeline. So if and when you see it shift into a way that you desire it, then you take those moments to be very grateful and affirm that this is exactly what you're wanting and desiring, and you're so thankful for this, and you pull it into your being and you saturate with that outcome. And this is a practice that I am going to ask all of you to work on. So if there's anything in your life going on where you were focused on it, you were working diligently to manifest, and then it seemed to have anchored into a way that is not what you were working on to manifest, give yourself the ability to ask and ensure that you're open to the most optimal outcome, because remember, the most optimal outcome might not be what you know or what you believe it to be. It might be better for you in the long run or in the future for what is actually playing out right now, but you can't see it because you don't know what's coming. So in that way, we need to have trust for whatever is happening is perfect. It's in divine will and in divine timing, even if we don't know why. And that allowance to not have the need to know can give you the ability to let go of any denser frequency vibrations when your expectations aren't met, or it seems that something is happening in a way that you don't really desire it to, Remember, offer yourself back up to some trust. Expand back into the ability to frequentially attract and alchemize what it is that you like. And project back out from your cells out into the universe that timeline can still show up, because time, as we know it, doesn't necessarily exist. So don't get hooked on that limitation that just because it seems like something is solidified, it doesn't mean it can't shift immediately. So thanks so much, you guys, and if you would like to receive an intuitive channeling or a healing with me, you can check out my website, worldpeaceprojects.global. Bye-bye.